Thanks, Janice. Right, well, welcome everybody today. Thanks for joining us. As I said, we've got some exciting news to share with you first of all. And Janice, can you just pop up some slides for us? So this year we've got five national finalists going to the NTC, which is the joint highest in the country, and we've got two excellence awards as well. So Nick, unfortunately, as Club of the Year, you didn't quite make the cut this year.
You wasn't
Um,
expecting to.
I know very similar to again Mepham. You know, we did Club of the Year as well, but we didn't sort of make it through. And but we're really pleased that five have. So you know, we've got Danny French top left. I mean, Danny has built a thriving tennis, paddle, and pickleball business from scratch. He also works out of a park in Chatham, also near Chatham Town Football Club. So he's grown that to 100 weekly junior members and 50 adult members. But he's a very inclusive coach as well. So does a lot around the disability inclusion. Black Mums recently done an initiative around that. So as I said, very much a good quality coach. But he's had a real big buy in the inclusion as well. And as I said, does care homes also. So he's been an absolute superstar recently and very much engaged with Kent Tennis. And then we've got our EDI, very own EDI mentors, five mentors that Kent employ on a part-time basis, and that is to support initiatives and clubs out there. And they had over 69 inclusion initiatives that they jointly ran this year. So very impressive indeed. And that includes working with local prisons, schools, SEND schools, and a lot of disability sessions. So they've done superbly well. And then moving on to the East Kent Champs. Um, as I said, this attracted 219 entries, was hosted by Canterbury LTC, but they had walking tennis, wheelchair tennis, visually impaired, and learning disability all over a weekend with a big family barbecue at the end of it. So well deserved in the competitions area. And then Sophie Kitson, official of the year. She's had an outstanding year, chair umpire, and been to tournaments such as Wimbledon, been the chair umpire at Birmingham and Nottingham, and also support sort of fellow officials on their pathway as well. So she's done superbly well. And then finally, we have Jamie McRae there. As I said, he had nominations from three different clubs, so he must be doing good work, but works with children with ASD and also children that are in county trials as well. A qualified LTA coach, and again delivering inclusive sessions at his clubs that he works. He works for Infinity Tennis. And then moving on to the excellent awards, we have Gravesham Borough Council. I live in the borough of Gravesham, so very pleased that their three park courts are being well utilised with park tennis, soon to be walking tennis, and I think we've got a Muslim initiative happening as well soon. So they've done really well. And then finally, St John's Catholic School in Gravesend, surprise, surprise. And again, we launched a pilot project at St John's Catholic School on the back of International Women's Day. And this was to empower girls through tennis and youth leadership, where we had 27 girls in the end do their tennis leaders course and hopefully be our female workforce for the future. So well done, all of those. Thanks very much, Janice. So before I hand over to Siobhan, and Siobhan, is that a Irish name that you have there by any
It
chance?
is. Yep.
It is. There you go. On St. Patrick's Day. Well done indeed. Um, yeah, just want to briefly touch on why competitions are such an important part of tennis for our venues. I mean, the LTA encourage clubs, parks, and venues to run regular, accessible competitions because they just want to bring tennis to life out there. They give players a chance to enjoy match play, improve their skills, connect with others in the tennis community. Competitions can also attract new players, keep existing members engaged, and contribute to players' world tennis number. The great thing is that competitions don't have to be a large or complicated. Even small friendly events can make a big difference to participation and the atmosphere at a venue. So we're really pleased to have Siobhan Butler with us today. Siobhan has a huge amount of experience in running competitions and supporting venues, and she's going to share some of those practical tips, guidance on how to help you run a successful competition at your club, venue, or park. So over to you, Siobhan.
Thank you, Andy. Hello, welcome everybody. I had a few things to talk about, but I thought maybe I should take some questions first to see if anyone had any questions on competition or would like any advice, and then I could help you out. If you don't, that's fine.
For me, Siobhan, it's really about we're very sort of antiquated in how we've sort of worked with our summer
Mm.
competitions. And I have after this, I will be sending information to the chap that runs our club competition, and the idea really is to get that transferred over. So we run it electronically and not, on some kind of grid system that we've run already. So
Mm.
I'd be very interested to see how we could migrate from that over to using the LTA system, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course, that's fine. So I'll share my screen. Um, Hope everyone can see that. So yeah, so putting your club championships online has many benefits, as you were saying, Andy. It can reduce your admin time. Um, Players enter online, so you don't have to collect all the manual entries. And the draws are really simple to do online as well. You don't have to manually do the draws, print them out, stick them up every time they change, or manually write the results on in the clubhouse. And a massive benefit is the real-time results and draws are live online. As soon as you enter a result, you can see who you're playing next, or you see how other people are doing in your club. And the matches also account for players' WTN. I know sometimes some members of clubs aren't particularly interested in that, but others that do play regularly are. So it has many benefits. I introduced Andrews Park, my club, to put their club championships online. And we put it on as a grade 7 on the LTA tournament software site. It may look a bit daunting at first with all the tabs and all the information, but it's a very simple process, which I can take you through. So,
And just the gradings again, Siobhan, if you don't
oh yeah,
mind, if you just talk us through, what gradings we can run as a club and what
yeah,
gradings we would need an official
yeah.
to run. Yeah.
So most club championships would be a grade 7 because that's an internal competition. And then when you go up the grades, so when you go to a grade 6, that's where you can let external people come in. So that might be, for example, match plays for your juniors. And then 5s are what we call the local tour for the LTA local tour. And that's where you get the better players playing from around the county. A 4 is the county tour, and this is where you could get, as I say, even better players, and those coming from other counties, maybe Surrey, Middlesex, Sussex. So you're opening your club up to a wide variety of players. 3 is a regional event, so our county championships. This is a regional event. It's for your very good players, your county level players, county training players. Also available to those that do compete, but maybe not to the highest level. Is they are inclusive, but a grade 3 are aimed at more of the higher standard players. Then you've got 2, and one which are a national, and then very high standard tournaments there. So we go up to in Kent grade 3, that's our county championships, and we have a number of grade 3 week-long tournaments as well throughout the summer, the autumn and the Easter. Once I get that information, all those dates from the referees, I'll be sending that out to the club. So I'd really appreciate if you could print that information out, stick it up on a notice board, send it to all your members. There's a wide variety of different clubs offering different age group events on different dates throughout the, as I say, the holiday period. So there's lots of tennis to be had by your members, especially your juniors. So this would be, as I say, the county champs would be, your club champs, sorry, would be a grade 7. So
and Siobhan, just a quickie,
yeah.
would you have to apply to get access to run
Yes, so what I
this
was
as
going to
well?
show you down here
Oh,
is,
sorry.
that's okay. You may have members in your club that have done a competition organizer course or are an official. We
Which
might have
I looked
coaches.
yesterday, and it was I think £35 to do that course. And am I right in saying it's online? You don't have to go
Yeah,
anywhere for that.
it's
Yeah,
online now.
yeah,
They've changed it slightly with the restructure within the LTA, moving from the LTA hosting the events internally themselves and moving to workforce development centres. But yes, as you say, there's one online at the moment. There will be more definitely to come, especially in Kent later on in the year. But you can also have coaches might have done the competition organizer course to gain the points for their license. So it'd be good to find out. So when you log in up here,
yeah,
you can then look down the left hand side, and your club would be here, and you would have competition organised under your club. But because obviously I'm Kent Tennis, I have it under LTA.
yeah,
But this is where you would go in and you would get access to applying for tournaments, applying to run a league, applying to run a box league, be a box league manager. So
yeah.
it's a lot of access here to putting on tournaments through the tournament software site.
Okay. So once you apply with the LTA and they give you access, then when
Mm-hmm.
you log in, then you'll have those drop downs basically to allow you
Yeah.
access to
So
do
you'd have,
those tournaments.
yeah.
Yeah,
So for example, yours would be MEPM here, MEPM, then you'd
yeah,
have competition organizer, and
yeah,
you'd click in, and yours would be blank because obviously you haven't had any competitions. Mine, I have a lot of competitions.
yeah. We
Yes.
do we do box leagues. I don't do those,
Okay.
but we do box leagues online, and that works really well. But we don't do our sort of annual competition yet, which I'm keen to do.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
if you've
Okay.
got practice with that, then it's quite. I think it's quite similar, especially if you're used to the system. So you go down, and to apply for your champs, you click on this one. So grade 6 match play, grade 7 internal competition.
Mhm.
On that, then you would enter your name. So let's, for example, put in Metham Club Champion Outdoors. Then you would find your venue, Metham Lawn Tennis Club. Then you would put your start dates. So that would be the date that the tournament starts, and then the end date would be your finals date.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's play, say, the 28th, for example. Well, actually, just go a little bit later. So you've got 28th, and then it finishes on the 27th of June.
If because we have our finals down a Saturday, but if it's rained off, we switch to a Sunday. It wouldn't suddenly delete everything, would it? If it
No,
was switched to a Sunday? No.
no, it's
Okay.
fine.
Fine.
The system might say, oh, you haven't submitted your results, but because it's a grade 7, it's not really that important. So it's fine. You can overwrite that and submit them later on.
Okay.
So it's option for fees if you want to add fees in, or if you don't, unfortunately, the system isn't designed to not accept entry fees. You'd have to put in that 0.01p, and then once you get your tournament approved from the LTA, you'd have to just email back and say, could you please remove the entry fee?
Right.
I don't understand why that's the case, I'm afraid, but it's just what we
And
have to do.
is the doubles fee for both of you? So if it was like £5 for singles, would it be £10 for? the doubles fee, or would it just be £5
Per
per
player.
person because the other person? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
each fee is per player.
Yeah.
So don't put doubles fee as £20 thinking it's £10 a player, because each person applies individually, so they'd then be paying the £20.
Yeah. Okay.
You can put sponsors information there if you have any, and it will come up. This
Could you put a sponsor's logo in there at all,
No, I
or
think it
just
just comes up with their name.
name? Yeah.
So I can show you.
Oh, but you can put their website in there, couldn't you? A link to their website or something by the looks there.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Yeah.
When I do this, does my screen change? Can you see what I'm doing?
Yeah. Yeah. And it's changing
Fantastic.
quickly, which is good. So yeah.
So we have, for our seniors event, we have a sponsor. Oh, what's it? The sponsor's information was down here. Okay, well, the information should come up here, but sometimes the LTA system doesn't do as I ask it to do. Let's just check this one. No, I thought the sponsor's name came up somewhere around here on the information.
Right.
But it's still worth putting on, because I know it does come up somewhere, but apparently it's just not there for now, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So the organiser's contact details would be yours because you're applying for it. You can change that later on if you wish to.
Yeah.
And you don't need to put referees' details in for a grade 7. So press next. It will say that you need to put a tournament referee in once it's approved. Again, as it's a grade 7, you don't really have to. It's good practice too, but it's not a requirement for it to be run.
Okay.
And then here you get.
And I'm just interested just to speak to Nick and Irene. Who runs your tournaments for you? Do you find the coach does it, or do you run it as the office team? It might be different because obviously, Irene, you've got paid admin staff. So yeah, Irene, I wouldn't mind knowing from you first. Is
Yeah,
it? Yeah.
Jason Baker
Yeah.
runs them for us, of all the grade 3, grade 4 on a Sunday. He always sneaks a few of those in across the board. It's all in under the umbrella of the Teams and Tournaments Committee, but we get involved in all of that. The club champs, he has the Wimbledon umpires down, referees to ref for us the week after Wimbledon. So that's always been the norm. But he facilitates, and he does all of the booking through the system and play away to Wimbledon, etc. So we're lucky enough to have him. So
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
an
And
age.
Nick, the same question to you. Is it who is it the coaching team that run that, or is it more volunteer
No,
led?
it's
Yeah.
pretty much sounds pretty much like MEPA. We've got what we call a club captain who's run it for many, many years and does it really, really well. But it is very much a pin a notice on a notice board, and people have to fill it out, and they don't, and we have to G them up. And he's very good at doing that. Katie may run some junior events, so she would do the juniors. He wouldn't get involved in that, but he just basically runs our club championship and any box leagues that we might run as well.
Yeah, it sounds like what we're doing. I think Billy, the chap who does ours, just found it a bit sort of frustrating on people sort of ringing him up last minute, can't play, and having to make adjustments and whatever. And I sort of said, well, if you're using sort of competitions planner, it's sort of set, and you can probably put those dates, which Siobhan will probably tell us in a minute. But I'll be interested, Siobhan, to know if the dates didn't get played for illnesses or injuries or whatever, is there a way of overriding it and getting the games played, which realistically is what we want to see, don't we? We don't want lots of buys. We do want to see
No.
these matches being played, really.
Yeah, no, we can get onto that definitely. So on the events page, you can pick lots of different events. Those for deaf players, juniors. So if it's like, for example, here we've got 12 and under boys, girls, boys doubles, girls doubles, XD is a mixed. We don't use S and D. I tend to just use BS or GS or these ones. So
Paul, can I just ask a quick question there, just so I to interrupt you? So, for example, we've got a very weird setup at present where we have two mixed double categories, a normal mixed doubles, and then we have what we call a handicapped one. Does this facility cater for that?
Yep, there you go, handicap down here.
So
we have that at Sundridge Park as well. So we have lots of handicap events. So yeah, the only thing with that, you wouldn't be able to show the handicaps online.
Okay.
Well, I'll come to that in a minute because I can show you some
Yeah,
different
sure.
ones. So then we do one at Sandridge Park, which is called a Warden Medley, where men and women go in and you're pulled out of a hat. So that's what we call the yellow mixed doubles. This is just a random allocation. Then you've got all the age groups: seniors, open, LD. So there's a huge variety to choose from. So for example, I'll just choose handicap mixed doubles. I'll go across to next. And these dates here, the closing dates, accepting entries, withdrawal deadline, are all predetermined based on your event dates. The LTA system is set up to have a certain time scale. So for example, grade 3 events, they all close, I think it's 3 or 4 weeks before the tournament starts. Grade 4s will be 2 weeks and grade 5s will be 1 week. It's all predetermined. So here is also looks like grade 7 it closes 10 days before it starts with the withdrawal deadline as well. So you can't, can you change that? You can change it, the accepting entries date. Yeah, but you don't have, okay, you can change close. Okay, excellent. So maybe for grade 7s, you can change a few bits like that, but I know for 4s and 5s, you can't, so they're predetermined. Or here's where you go in if you've made a mistake on, oh, actually, it should be the 18th. You just change it there. And then once that's all done, you press save, but I won't press save because then the LTA will try and approve it for me. When you press save, it will, let's leave that, yeah. It will come up here and it will say your availability should show Mepham Lawn Tennis Club draft or submitted, it might say actually. And then once it's assigned, which means the LTA have accepted it, it will be here. And then you will see it in your tournament applications. So this is the one that we've had. We've got back into here. The LTA are really good with their emails. So once they've approved it, they'll then tell you the next steps, because you have to go in and you have to publish it. You have to link a Stripe account, even though if you're not taking the money, but they're very good. They've got a lot of detailed information. And I'm always on hand if you get stuck with any of that, and if you're not sure the terminology or you're not sure what order you're supposed to do anything, then I'm free at any point to talk over the phone or do a Zoom and work with you. That's not a problem. See, there's a few.
So if you link in with a Stripe account like you do with Club Spark, obviously they do take their percentage. So you've just got to work out what those competition fees are going to be, considering we're having to supply the balls, the trophies, anything else you want to do on the day.
We didn't do anything. We did 0 entry on that. But then if you look, for example, at our seniors event, we charge and then we get a transaction fee, and then I think there's a VAT fee as well.
Right.
So there's so you think, oh, I've got a lot, but then actually we've lost nearly £200.
Yeah, but again, Billy, the chap who organises us, he said trying to get the money in is just very difficult to get cash from people for competition. So this sounds like an automated service would be much easier for him, really. He seems to think he probably wastes more time and actually doesn't collect money from everybody because he physically just doesn't or can't. So I think the fact is you get a smaller percentage from everybody would probably even itself out in the end.
Yeah, probably. If you're using this system, all the members have to have a British Tennis membership number, LTA Vantage membership number. So that may be a struggle at first, especially those that don't want to do it or not sure why they need to do it. So a bit of convincing. But as we know, it's free to do, quite simple. And once they've done that, then they can sign up to the tournaments online. So what a good idea once you've got your tournament accepted and approved is to do a little fact sheet. So I mean, I know it's only for your members as such, but if you were to ever branch out and do a competition for external players, it's really good to have all your information in these areas here, which you can edit, because people look at the fact sheet online. So if I show you a fact sheet, there you go, called fact sheet.
Just a quickie, Siobhan, just to remember
sure.
the question. If you do a vets mixed event, or men's or women's, is it predetermined that it'll be 45 years for a man, and is it 35 years for a woman, or can you set that age bracket?
There are age brackets predetermined, but
Yeah,
you can pick what age you want. They go up in the 5 year, so I believe they might start from 35s. That's our county
yeah.
teams are 35. So
Okay.
you couldn't have like a 37, for example.
No, no, no. Fine, fine. Okay, thank you.
All right. So once, obviously I haven't been very good and done my fact sheet, but because it's an internal tournament, I didn't feel the need to. But so fact sheet here. A lot of players, especially those that play tournaments, know to look at fact sheets. They find out the information, and it saves them coming to the organizer and having 20 people asking the same question.
And once you've entered a tournament, you obviously get email confirmation, but do you get like updates when the deadline is for, say, the first round? Would you get an automatic? Yeah.
So no, with that, so once you've got your entries, so we'll go to so here's all of our entries for our club tournament. Then this would link up with something called Tennis Tournament Planner. So I might need to stop sharing and then reshare. This is where it gets a little bit more technical, but once you've had training on this, again, I'm happy to provide that on a one-to-one basis. Then it's a lot easier than doing your draws by paper. So all your players would come here into this file, and you would have all your events that you choose. This is not the Sundridge Part 1. This is a live seniors, singles and doubles that we do, because I couldn't find a Sundridge Part 1 on my system. But it shows exactly the same as what I'd have on the Club Championships page, TTP file. So you can see how many entries you've got in each age group. And then you would then create all your draws. This split is a little bit time consuming because you have to create all the draws yourself. I won't go through the process because it's a technical thing. But
okay, so it doesn't automatically come up with this. You physically have to then what about seeding the players? Would it do it on the WTN number? So then you would seed.
It depends how you want to do it. So what we call player validate, which means it brings in all the current WTNs, the current rankings. And then the system's very good because you can say, oh, look, right, those two, that's the lowest WTN, and these two, this is the highest WTN. So it's depending on how your club championships works. If you want to seed it like that, some people seed it based on, well, I know so-and-so hasn't got a high WTN, but he's really, really good. So it's your rules really. But yes, if you want to do it the LTA way, then you can do that. And you can do draws. For this event, this is our postal tournament. We set deadlines for each round, which you do like via here. So you schedule the match, and that comes up online. I'll show you. It's difficult. I have to stop sharing and go to the next screen, but I'll go back and I'll show you what that looks like online. So draws. Take this one for example. So these are the matches here. So all the matches have dates, so players know, right, this match has got to be played by the 1st of February. The next round will need to be played by the 1st of March. But if you see this one, for example, down here hasn't been played, but we are still able to input the result onto TTP. There's nothing stopping us doing that. And the only issue would be is if the event overran by probably a week, that would be when the LTA would email you and say, well, you haven't submitted your results. So as long as whatever happens in the middle between your start date and your end date, it doesn't really matter in terms of the LTA. It's just that end date is quite important. So we usually put it as our finals date.
Got you. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
There are no emails as such to divvy the players along. That's more a manual thing of, let's get back to TTP. You get all their data. That's another thing that's so simple, that you have all the players' contact details that are linked to on the LTA website. So
yeah, that's good, because
probably shouldn't show it. Yeah, probably shouldn't.
no, because some of historic members don't always have their up-to-date emails on there. So the fact is they've had to input it into this would be good. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, at first it will be a bit of a trial and error. It'll be very much like, oh, I didn't get the email, Andy. Okay, so which email address have you got? Or my phone number's incorrect, what do I do? That'll be, but if you have an FAQ document put together, which I could help you with, that could be go out to your members too, and it could be really simple.
Yeah.
And as I say, then you put all the results in, then you publish that's how you show it online, the results, by pressing publish. And it's, as I say, I could put something in here now, love and love, and it would be instantly online once I press publish. So that, to me, that seems quite simple and straightforward. I know it's a lot of information.
Yeah, it is.
I am available to help.
Yeah, but that is ideal. That's exactly what I wanted. And I mean, I get so many clubs asking me, Siobhan, so I can just signpost them to this recording, which is great. But Nick, Mepham organised a grade 4 the last 2 years. First year, it was the week before the county champs. So the first year we only got about a dozen players, but last year we had over 100.
Oh, wow.
We organised Graham Sylvester to organise it for us, and we as a club earned nearly £600 from having our three hard courts used for 5 days. So, and we could have probably made more by if we wanted to sell food or sandwiches or coffee or tea, but we didn't. We sort of just gave tea and coffee away free. But it really showcased our club, because most people don't even know where our club is, Mepham. And we're not saying some of these grade 4 players, juniors, are really, really good players. But some of them do live local to Gravesend and Gravesham, and they didn't even know our club existed. So now they've joined our club as a second club, and it might be a hitting club. But now we've actually got some of these younger players that are very good coming through and playing for our teams. So it does boost membership. And if your clubs run really well, it can cement those people to your club, not necessarily the club where they were originally. So earn a bit of money. It gives you a chance of showcasing your club. And you never know what leads onto it from there, really.
Yeah, Nick, I'd be very interested to work with Crescent if you were keen. I'm not sure off the top of my head what events Katie runs. I'm not sure if she does the 4s and 5s. I know she has the qualification to do that. But I'd be really keen to find out what goes on, and if you would like any support with getting some competition going, please reach out.
Yeah, we'll definitely do that.
Great.
Super.
I was going to say, Irene, you're pretty sorted with Jason, aren't you?
Yeah, actually, Siobhan, we're spoilt here, so he does all of that for us, although there's still plenty to do without having to push it ourselves. So,
but it was great to get in touch with Becky and set up a West Kent Compete WhatsApp group that No Tunbridge Wells are on, and other local clubs to you to advertise your tournaments. And we've got one in North Kent as well, a North Kent Compete. So I'm not sure if Nick, you're on there, but it's something.
We are. Are we on there? I don't know.
Sure.
No, I don't think you are. There's it's a West Kent Compete, Nick, and it's
North Kent and
North Kent. Sorry, we're on it. Gravesham are on it. Oakwood are on it, and it's really a chance of be it the coaches to talk and either get friendly competitions going or or put them on competitions planner as Siobhan is suggesting. So run your own tournament at your club, Nick, and invite those clubs to you. So yeah, I think there's about 4 or 5 clubs. Judy's just joined from Hartley. It's a pity we can't hear from Judy today, but she's just joined that as well. So again, they've grown their junior membership recently, and the juniors have now started to say, look, we want to play a bit of competition. And
exactly, yeah.
you know, I mean, I've spoken to quite a few level 5 coaches over the years, and they sort of give it a similar dialogue to football and rugby, that you practice your football and rugby at the weekdays to hopefully play a match at the weekends. But tennis doesn't always follow that, but almost should do. So it doesn't matter what kind of competition it is at the weekend, but just try and find some form of competition for them to keep them interested. Otherwise, they're doing all this training and paying for all this coaching, but not actually, and the parents don't actually see the benefit at the end of each week on it, really, and they can't then see the improvement. So
so how do you get involved in or can compete?
Yeah, I'll send you a link to join,
Okay.
and then if you do want to run your own tournament, then just talk to Siobhan and she can
Yeah,
set that up
yeah, sure.
with either you, or if you've got another volunteer at your club. But I think with this step-by-step instruction you've done today, Siobhan, which I think has been brilliant, I think any club now can set it up. I always get pushback on, oh gosh, it looks so complicated, but you've just shown it not to be. I think as soon as someone gets hold of that, they'll run away with it at their club. I think before you know it, everything could be on there.
Once you've done one, you'll do one. And that's also a basis to run match plays as well. If you wanted to run junior match plays, 1-day events at the end of a coaching term, for example, because as you say, Andy, there is no culture now of coaching to compete. It's just coaching. There's no goal, and I think we really want to get that competition culture back. And I know we're doing a lot of Bromley Tennis Centre on their school courts as a Kent Tennis initiative, but we'd like to get out to the clubs, and that's why I was speaking with Judy about a possibility of her players playing in a league to get started, to get that competition buzz and desire to play more. And it'd be great if we could get our clubs to do match plays, one a term, little bit of a money maker potentially for them, helps their players develop their tennis skills, develop their social skills, just creates a lovely community for the junior players. We'd really like to get that back.
Yeah, and so many clubs I speak to, sometimes the parents say that we have the coaching, but our children don't even know where to stand for, playing matches and things like that. They don't even know what side or even how to score, because they're not taught that by the coaches. They're just taught how to hit a forehand, how to hit a backhand. Great, but you need match play to sort of teach you those kind of skills, to then hopefully develop into your late teens to start playing for the for the club, which is what we all want, really. Yeah,
we definitely got to help the venues understand it's for the long term of their clubs, their teams. Because as you say, juniors don't play now, don't know how to compete now. They probably won't be playing for your adult teams in 15 years' time.
Yeah.
So
no, it's a good hook to have. Yeah. Any other questions for Siobhan at all, Irene or Nick?
No, I'll just say that I totally agree about the competitive side of stuff. I come from a football background as well, so and I think the trouble with the juniors is that as you say, they're being coached and very well, and technically it's all very good, but the competitive side of it completely wilts. We find that in our club championships, they just can't handle, and particularly it's run on one day and there are a lot of adults around. They're not used to being watched. That's another thing, that they're not very sort of alien to be sort of have like 15, 20 people standing at the court watching them. Could be quite off-putting for them. They've not got that experience, which is a shame, because you could have got some good little players there that just melt. They're just not used to that type of environment. So I think it's a very good thing.
Yeah. Good. Anything to add at all, Irene? I mean, you've got Jason, so you've got nothing to worry about.
She lucky
until Jason sort of, eventually, well, I don't know, he could retire into the sunset somewhere, and it'll be down to you then, Irene. And you then know what to do.
Well, we've nominated him for honorary membership here, so he's just been given that. He's added an awful lot to the club. Between you guys, he generates about 35k for all these events, and that's about £7,000, £8,000 profit to the club. So So
Yeah.
that's great. I think he is talking in retirement, but that'll be into refereeing. So
Yeah.
you'll probably see a lot more, or you'll all see a lot more.
Yeah.
I think
Excellent.
he's refereeing panel at the moment. I think I've seen him do a bit of that too.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
he's doing really well. So
Yeah. Well, when you get your two courts, Nick, you'll be having the your Crescent paddle annual paddle tournament as well, which you can now put on League Planner as well, or on
Well,
Tournament Planner.
that's exactly what the aim is because the guys who are playing at the moment often say to us, what's available,
Mm.
how can we get involved? In fact, they're running their own on one court at the moment,
Yeah.
which looks great fun the other day when I was playing tennis and watching them. They were having a great laugh.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's definitely scope there, and that's something we would definitely be looking at to bring in for paddle because well, it's the competitive side again, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no paddle WTN number at all, Siobhan, at the moment, is there? We've all got,
No.
it's just the Playtomic number or whatever app you use,
Yeah,
but I presume
Yeah,
down the
there's a
line, the
ranking though.
LTO. Yeah. Oh, is
There's a
there?
paddle ranking, yeah,
there
and
is a
Yeah.
ranking. Yeah.
when you play in our paddle county championships, so I'm not we've got 4 of those this year for all different age groups.
Mm.
Information's coming out soon for that. Nick, are you on the paddle WhatsApp group, the news page?
No.
Okay, well, if anybody of those listening into this recording want to be part of the paddle, the news WhatsApp group, then please get in contact with me. I can add you on. That's where you hear about county teams, where you hear about paddle county championships. And one of my goals this year is to help a couple of venues set up some tournaments for paddle. One of them I'm working with at the moment is down in Deal. But again, Nick, if you've got the capacity and you've got the court space and the interest, then there's no reason why we can't look at setting something up at Crescent as well.
So just to give you some background on that, we currently have one court,
Yeah.
and we're having to realise we've got to go through planning permission again.
Oh.
But we're hoping that sort of June time will be up to 2 courts,
Oh,
and
brilliant.
that's when we're hoping to obviously get those filled, but also sort of find space in there for some form of competition, whatever that be, internally or
Oh, definitely let's
leagues or
chat then
whatever.
about that. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
yeah, we're definitely keen to evolve that.
And if anybody listening wants to talk about paddle competitions at their venue and they have the capacity, they have the space to do so, then please get in touch with me, and that's something that we can have a chat about for sure.
Brilliant.
Excellent. No, super. Well, thanks very much, Siobhan, for sharing your experience and practical advice with us today. That's been really, really useful. So well done on that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Janice, back over to you if that's okay.
Thank you, Andy, and thank you, Siobhan, for sharing that. It was brilliant. Even I've learned some new things, so thank you. Just anyone got any other good news stories that they want to share with us today?
Well, go on in. We've got our open day on Saturday. So Mepham have got our open day on Saturday, our first of the season. We normally have one in spring to sort of kick off the season because historically we always used to have it around Wimbledon. But we found that, once you have your open day at Wimbledon, you might get a lot of people in, but then they go on their summer holidays and then you're into sort of September, October, and they sort of drop off a bit because, you've got the shorter days and the colder evenings as well. So they sort of don't get the benefit and we don't get them hooked into our club. So we thought it'd be much better to do spring open days, and then they've got the whole season, and we've got the whole season really to get them involved in our club, and sell our club and get them involved in coaching, competitions, whatever they're looking for, leagues. So that's really benefited our club in the last few years to do 2 open days a year. So that's us.
Makes sense. Yeah, well done, Andy. So is Judy able to speak with us, or are you still sort of on mute or not around? No. So anyway.
It's a pity because I met Judy a few weeks ago and she's so enthusiastic. She's a volunteer at Hartley, but actually stays there on Saturday mornings to make sure all the juniors are okay and all the junior parents are spoken to. So it's really beneficial because sometimes you get the coaches on court with the kids, but there's no one actually talking to the parents a bit. So I could definitely recommend that having a volunteer like Judy just talking to the parents and telling them what's going on and getting them involved in the club is definitely beneficial.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll be sending a follow-up email to you, which will include the links to some tournament software sites and things that Siobhan would like me to share with you. I'll share with you the coaches WhatsApp group. So please have a chat with your coaches, check that they are on the coaches WhatsApp group. And can I share the paddle one with them as well, Siobhan?
If you ask them to contact me, and then I can add them that way.
Okay, yeah.
So paddle players, anyone interested in paddle basically can join it.
I'll refer them to you. That's brilliant. And then just to let you know that our next meeting is going to be the face-to-face one, which is going to be at the University of Kent. You've probably already seen in the newsletter, we started advertising it. But if you haven't, then do please sign up. I will put the link in the follow-up email as well. So it'd be great if you could join us to that meeting. Siobhan's got her hand up. So Siobhan?
I just wanted to plug our county championships before we left, please.
Yeah, we'll do that now then.
Okay, so Kent County Championships of Tennis on the 23rd to the 30th of August at Bromley Tennis Centre, 8 and under to over 35s. So spread the word. Entries open June, but we'd love to see all your players there.
Brilliant, well done. So University, 27th of April, 10 o'clock, we'll give you a sandwich lunch. You could get a chance to see some wheelchair tennis or maybe take part in some wheelchair tennis. So it's a forum followed by lunch, and if you want to stay a little bit longer to watch the tennis, then you're free to do that. There is a booking link in the newsletter, and I will put it back in this follow-up email. So great if you could join us on that day. And then just the newsletter, on the subject of the newsletter, do please share this with your members. We are wanting to have more people to view this newsletter, and so please do share it with your members so that they can sign up, and also send us your stories. So once your paddle courts are started to get in progress, it'd be great to see a little bit of a showcase on that, Nick. So anything happening in your club you want to share with us, then do please share that with us. So I think that's all from me today. So I'm going to take us off record now and say thank you. We're going